Remembering legendary Indiana politician Richard-Lugar.
Today, several living Indianapolis mayors, along with Governor Eric Holcomb, gathered in the Richard G. Lugar Plaza outside the City County building to honor the former mayor of Indianapolis and United States Senator. Lugar died over the weekend at the age of 87, but his massive legacy is one we can still very clearly see around Indianapolis and the state of Indiana.
Dick Lugar's bold plan to move Indianapolis forward was the big bang that spawned 50 years of ever higher expectations of ourselves. And not just for his hometown. The culture Dick Lugar lived and taught by example eventually and happily infected the rest of our state.
And Lugar was a giant in foreign policy, especially in convincing the Russians to limit the number of missiles pointed towards the U.S. RTV6's Rafael Sanchez reports on the native son he grew up to lead and serve his city, state, and country.
Senator-Richard-Lugar, also known to some as Dick Lugar, was an Indiana statesman, respected by people on both sides of the aisle. Before he became the longest-serving member of Congress in Indiana history, Lugar was born right here in Indianapolis. After college and a stint in the U.S. Navy, Lugar returned home and was elected mayor of Indianapolis in 1968. It is here where Lugar began his political career that would span the globe. As mayor, Lugar was instrumental in creating Unigov, the consolidation of the city and county governments. He even went to an extreme measure to make sure it got done. During a television interview, Lugar gave out the direct phone number of the then Indiana Speaker of the House.
Bad idea. The Speaker, Doc Bowen, was not happy to say the least. But that is now ancient history.
After 2 terms as mayor of Indianapolis, Lugar was elected to the U.S. Senate in 1976, where he became famous for his expertise on foreign policy. In his 36 years in the U.S. Senate, he helped create treaties that led to the dismantling of thousands of nuclear missiles after the Cold War. Lugar made a run for president in 1995, but it never panned out.
Faith that Americans know the presidency is not entertainment. Faith that Americans are not only willing but eager to support a presidential candidate who offers straight talk and serious action on the issues that affect their lives and their children's future. And that is exactly what I'm going to do.
In Congress, he built a reputation for bipartisanship, often working with Democrats more than his colleagues liked. But it was that trait that ultimately worked against him in 2012, when he lost in a primary challenge during the Tea Party movement. Ultimately, what will people across the country and the world remember about Senator Lugar? Likely his work on nuclear non-proliferation, bipartisanship, as well as the pride that he took in serving his state.
I think he's a little bit shy being a public servant, but he does what he has to do. And that he loves life and loves what he did and all the people he worked with.
Even in death, Lugar's legacy in the city of Indianapolis will live on for years to come.